just as fast as he came, remember?
Yeah.
He didn't last long. What happened if you supposed to be so influential? So if you what you say you are, more of your influence will be prevalent in the music. And don't nobody on this stream could say that they hear it.
That's a fact, my brother. Let's bring up Hard Code.
Hey, what's up, brother? Long time listener, first time on. Yeah, man, it's pretty simple. It's crazy, but Jamaicans, see, Tariq Nasheed, he always changed it to a talk about Africans, mainly Somalis, and so-called Latinos. But the real people like me, we always been speaking about this for years and years, and it's always been about the Jamaican. That's the main co-opter and imposter. And they're the ones who've been the closest to us in certain communities because they have a lot of our names or similar sounding names. And then they always talk, they say, what we've been through in America, what the white man has done to us. And people like me, we always said, but you're not us, you're from another country. What do you mean with what we've been through? Right. If you don't like something, you can always go back to where you came from. We can't. See, one thing I notice about a lot of these people who go against us and they're from Caribbean, they seem to be from the United Kingdom sphere of influence of their empire. That's what I can't help but notice. So it's almost like they're working for them on their behalf to undermine us while the white British undermine white America. That's what it seems like to me. Like at the beginning, hip hop. This is how you could tell who made something, who didn't make, like my man was alluding to. A Puerto Rican, if you say, I grew up around Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Jamaicans in New York. So I know what the deal is. I know Puerto Ricans didn't call themselves Latinos at a particular time. That was never what they said. They just started adopting that once the Mexicans started getting bigger with that Latino thing. Because they don't want to be black. That's why they said, fuck, I'll be Latino. And they always want to try to be white. And it's not just the Dominicans, it's the Puerto Ricans too. But nowadays, Puerto Rico's acting blacker than Dominicans though. But here's the deal. Jamaicans had their style and kept it that way. Puerto Ricans, they listened to country music, white boy music. That's why when Eminem was coming out, they loved him. We didn't really love him like that, but they loved him. They want to be white. They always wanted to be white. And they can live right in the hood right next to you and act like they're not in the hood. They're not you. They don't have nothing to do with you, but they're right there with you. If they created something, it wouldn't be palatable to us. It would have been in Spanish, number one, because that's what they always do. They always, just like the reggaeton, they did the reggaeton, they did it in Spanish. They didn't do it in English. Jamaicans, they would have had their Jamaican sound, Jamaican accents in it, and it wouldn't have appealed to us because it would have been their thing. Whose music did they use? They use our music. Now you got rapper like a KRS-One on the screen. I think he's the first rapper I could think of that actually made music with island sounds and Jamaican type accents and using some Jamaican type beats. If you want to go there, then that's what the ones that he made with that type of sound, that's what the hip hop should have sounded like. If it was,
but he didn't sell commercially though. He was, for as good as a rapper as he was, Nelly. Now we all know that KRS-One is a way better rapper than Nelly. Will blow him out the water. But as far as moving units, it wasn't even close.
Well, yeah, you know, he was more commercial, but KRS-One still sold a decent amount for the type of hardcore that he was. But my point was that he made Jamaican style music in the hip hop and used Jamaican style beats. So if they made it in the beginning, then that's what you would have heard. But you didn't hear that. You heard what's up to the information, man? What's up? That's what you would have heard. Same thing with the Puerto Ricans. But again, Puerto Ricans, and you can listen to Fat Joe all you want to, but I'm just telling you straight up. They don't want to be
can
black.
I ask you fellas one question real quick? I just want one.
Hold on 1 second, brother, because I just gotta finish my little intro real quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now they didn't I can't stress this enough. It doesn't matter how black they were. Just like my man showed the clip with the Dominican girl. You got Dominicans even blacker than that lady. They don't want to be black at all. I remember I was at a job one time. This black guy looking like Wesley Snipes. We were having lunch, and then the guy is laughing because that's when these Mexican types, Chicanos, started trickling in. And he's like, "Man, people keep thinking I'm black." And I'm like, I mean, unless my eyes went blind or something, he damn sure look black to me. Look very black. I'm just laughing at the guy. I'm like, is this guy serious? Because I'm light skinned, like kind of like red, little, I'm like, how can this guy look at me and say he's not black, looking like Wesley Snipes, and I'm looking like red? Like, right. This is crazy.
Probably darker than you.
Yeah. So I'm like, this is how they think, even Puerto Ricans. So it doesn't matter how light they are or how dark they are, because they all want to be white. I can't tell you enough how many Puerto Ricans I've run into that always said they could be black, looking black as hell. And they say, oh, I got relatives in Spain.
And you notice this, Spain don't want nothing to do with them. There's a difference. And look, they got to quit calling themselves Spanish. No, you speak Spanish, but you're not Spanish people. Just like we speak English, but we're not English people. So we got to stop calling. Mainly a lot of our New York brothers be like, oh, Spanish people. And they're talking about Dominicans and Puerto Ricans. They're not Spanish people. They speak Spanish because of the colonizers. And of course they have their blood. But do you think the people in Spain accept them as Spanish? No, they don't.
They don't. I ran into a lot of Spaniards. Matter of fact, when I worked at a store, I ran into some Spaniards. I swear that the lady's kid, she was blonde. The kid was blonde, but his hair was nappy. And I was like, oh, boy. So I asked them, I said, where are you guys from? They said, Spain. And I was about to go in and inquire about the hair, but I said, you know what? I can see by her demeanor, she ain't ready for it. So I said, let me shut up. But I'm saying, man, it's crazy. Some of these Puerto Ricans could admit that they're black, but they still hold on to that Spain because it's Europe. They figure, well, if it's in Europe, I could be white somehow, some way. That's why they call themselves Latinos because they figure, well, I call myself Latin, even though most Hispanics ain't got nothing to do with Spain, just like most Arabs ain't got nothing to do with Arabia.
Just like we speak English, but we got nothing to do with England. Hey, man, let me bring up information, man, and drop some thoughts on the conversation. Information, man, you got it.
Hey, Red, can I ask one question real quick, though?
Excuse me, brother.
We can come back to it.
Excuse me, brother.
Other than blatant racism.
Excuse me, brother.
What have all these...
Hold on.
Hang on. Red, did you say I could speak, brother?
Yeah, I know. I got you. I'm gonna let them get that out, and you got the floor. You can let it.
All right, thank you.
Other than blatant racism, what have these other races really shown Black Americans? Now, really, if they look black and the police mistake them for black and then shoot them in a killing, kill or unalive them in a traffic stop, now you black. But anything other than that, you let us know how black you are not. So other than showing us your blatant racism, how did you put that aside enough to help us create hip hop? When did that happen?
Good point, Biggie. Let me pass you the information, man. You got it, brother. Information, man. You got it.
Yeah. How y'all doing today, brothers?
What's up, information?
Bro. Hey, what's going on, Hardcore? I just wanted to say this. I don't want to take up time, but I've gone over this subject on my channel as well. If you go back and go do a deep dive into history, and you've done a good job, Red, with some of the clips that you've shown today. Jamaican toast, hip hop does not come out of Jamaican toast. That's what they were doing back in those days when hip hop was in its early infant stage. They were over there doing toast, and a lot of the there's a documentary out there. I think you might have showed a clip from it. Some of those older Jamaican men that were doing the toasting, they admitted that a lot of their influence, as you've said, was from Motown music, our black music that comes out of blues, jazz, rock. has influenced the world, they were trying to emulate us. Now, everybody thinks that Kool Herc is the creator architect of rap music. No, he's not. When Kool Herc came over here from Jamaica, he was being influenced by Black Americans over here. That's why he got into rap music and started, giving brothers a forum to break dance, because that's how it started. He was giving people a forum to dance and have a good time and chill. But that influence came out of what he saw when he came over here as a wet behind the ear Jamaican man. That's how that whole thing got started. And then let's look at Bob Marley. A lot of people look at Bob Marley, and what we know of Bob Marley is this man with the locks and the Jamaican music. But how many of y'all have done the research? If you go back and look at Bob Marley before he started wearing locks, before he had the Wailers group start doing reggae, they were doing doo-wop. There's a picture of Bob Marley, and they got their hair cut short. They're wearing the suits. They was emulating, because Bob Marley was influenced by Motown. He looked up to Motown singers, and he tried to emulate that at one point in time before he transitioned into reggae music. Puerto Rican. Now I go back to the 70s. I got a little age on me. When I was breakdancing, in terms of when I was breakdancing and strutting and all of that, most of these other minority groups or immigrants, they didn't want no parts of rap music and breakdancing. They thought it was weird. It wasn't until it became mainstream, commercialized, and people saw that they can make money off of it, that everybody wanted to jump on board with this. So you guys made some good points. When you look at someone like Fat Joe, he wasn't doing Puerto Rican music. He was emulating Black folks. Let's look at Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls' mother was Jamaican. He had Jamaican heritage, but most of what Biggie Smalls did was what? He was influenced by Black Americans. So his music reflected that culture or that experience. So, Red, do you remember back in the day, and I'm going to end here, land my plane here. Do you remember back in the day when they used to have hip hop conferences, or they had hip hop rappers and people that would come together and say, we don't want what happened to rock music to happen to rap music, meaning rock music was infiltrated, right? Yeah. Little Richie, all these different groups are the architect of rock music, and white people went into that, infiltrated it. Same thing with jazz. And I remember young brothers saying, we're not going to let this happen to hip hop. Red, I'm sorry. Hip hop music has been infiltrated. It's been ran over. It is not the same. If you look at most of the people today in hip hop music that are considered the best hip hoppers, a lot of them have an immigrant background. A Cardi B, who we think is Black, but she's not really Black. She's Latina, whatever you want to call it. Nicki Minaj, yeah. So I hate to say it as I drop off. Our music has been infiltrated by other people who have taken rap music, and we talk about, is the music becoming more garbage? Is it becoming more overly sexual, over the top? You got to look at the people who have infiltrated it and where they have taken the music. The pioneers, to a certain degree, who said they wouldn't let it be infiltrated. In some ways, we have dropped the ball, or they have dropped the ball, brother. We have to deal with that. We have dropped the ball in a lot of ways because our music has been infiltrated. It's been repackaged to us. And I don't recognize hip hop anymore like I did in the past. So I land on my plane with that. Thank you, Red, for letting me come up. Much respect to the brothers on the panel. Great show today, y'all. Peace.
Appreciate you, man. I'm gonna
appreciate you too.
I'm gonna pass it to RPA, then I'm gonna bring it to Big E. Go ahead, RPA.
Yes, man. Everybody, y'all all talking excellent talking points. Man, look, this is how we gotta be. I talked to Red, all y'all coming up here. We got to do a documentary all together because, one thing Kevin Samuel said that was FBA, we got to start representing and protecting each other's image, character, or what our essence of what we do, because everybody, we see we got no friends. And when we look at the end of the day, they're all trying to repeat and steal every genre that we create. I just saw a few minutes ago, they just admitted, let me read it to you guys, how they sabotaged Beyonce and country music. The MCA Theaters admits to sabotaging Beyonce's country performance.
And see, this was Tyreek was just talking about that. We were a Beyonce was a guest in country music. How is that? When we invented country music. And so that's why we gotta have our own, because we're all the grassroots, because they can just sabotage us anytime they want to. You know, this documentary was needed, and to pull us together in unity and put all our shit to the side, because it's no fairness in this game and our creativity. And this year being the 50 years of hip hop now, freestyling and b-boy is going to be in the Olympics, guys, and that's major serious, because what's happening, they're going to have everybody around the world competing in competition, and we got to step and say, look, that's ours, because they're going to try to put it to other people. Just like I just saw recently an article how Filipinos help invent hip hop, and we know that's a goddamn lie. Filipinos.
Go ahead, man. I just had to laugh at that, but go ahead.
Yeah, bro, the article is in the biggest magazine. Filipinos help invent hip hop and had the essence. Man, hip hop was invented from the mud, of our pain and struggle and racism and socialism, and kicking knowledge and then enlightenment and doing what we needed to do to come up out of the hell of America, dealing with the stress and shit, man. So when I see articles like that, we gotta stop this nonsense. And so, like when Kevin said before he died, we gotta defend our image. That's all I know. I take it serious with anyone trying to defend our image. And I had a good argument today. I was at the gym for an hour today working out, and I had to defend an argument saying, hey, look, hip hop is ours. And what's sad, everybody try to claim, a Latino dude try to say, oh, we invented hip hop. You see, this is that Fat Joe Little Minions. And the problem is, everybody like to always claim what's cool when it's ours, but when it comes to not being a nigga, they don't want nothing to do with it. And so we gotta just G-check it all around the board. I don't care who feelings we hurt. The reason why a lot of the hip hop industry people haven't did it, and I really believe because a lot of them got Latin chicks, they got chicks that's from foreign nations, and so they scared to say it. And Red, I respect you, because even though your lady are Puerto Rican, you G-check still them messing with our shit, and that gives you big balls, because hands down, a lot of the rappers who got mad long money and power, they're scared to speak on it because they don't want their Latina girlfriend wife get mad at them.
well, my girl, she's half. Her father's black and her mother's Puerto Rican, but then again, her mother's Afro Puerto Rican, so she pays homage to black culture. She's not
right. She pays homage to it, taking care of you, loving you, and showing the support, understanding that a lot of the groups be hating on us. So that right there, I respect.
Hey, RPA, you right about that. A lot of cats that got even if they're mixed with Puerto Rican or something, or like, they won't say nothing. They'll just say, "I'm gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna say anything."
bro. I experienced it with my son. His girlfriend, like, their family are from Panama. They dark-skinned Panamanians. And so she was shocked that I knew our culture very well, because she tried to say that, Latinos created hip-hop in the Bronx. And so I shut it down. And then when they came back to me, they looked it up. They was like, you know what, you're right. I didn't know you knew this. And I said, look, let me tell you something. All y'all from all these Latin countries, y'all all have a abuela. Y'all have a dark-skinned grandma, but y'all all come over here and try to act like y'all are honorary white, and then you try to tell us that we are not smart, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. You can't come here and say that to somebody who's very educated about who his people is or who we are. And I say, I'm so tired of it, because it's getting out of control. I had to shut down an Ethiopian lady 3 days ago at the grocery store. She tried to say that we only culture we got is NBA young boys. So I told her, I said, look, I'm gonna tell you something. If it wasn't for our flight our flighters who were flying in the Air Force, we taught y'all how to fly airplanes, because the French was sitting back, beating your ass and raping y'all. So if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't know how to fly airplanes. Do you understand that? And she was like, when she went and looked it up, she was like, well, I didn't really know this was a history. I said, yes, but y'all listen to y'all folks and y'all elders telling y'all to hate us and saying that we ghetto and we this and that. But when it came to getting y'all civil rights, we was the reason why you're here eating good and living good. Stop talking shit about Black Americans when you eat good off us. But I'm going to land my plane. I love and peace to everybody, and I love to hear what everybody got to say.
All right. Big E, you got it.
Hey, read a couple things. This guy in the chat name, I think his name is Lock Vega 05. I think he been asking for the link. I told him I would ask you if you wanted, But as far as, let me tell you why a lot of people feel like or felt like they can come hijack it. Do y'all remember, if you got a little age on you, you might, before my man passed away from Houdini, not Jalil, but the other one, Ecstasy, I believe his name was Ecstasy. Okay, when rappers started really making money, you know, a lot of the older rappers was like, okay, why do like a lot of you young rappers feel like you don't have to pay homage to the rappers that came before you? Now, real talk, if them rappers would have been doing that, then it would have been historically documented the whole time. You see what I'm saying? Like, this person influenced me for this. If it wasn't for this, we wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for this person, I wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? Et cetera, et cetera. See, once niggas started getting the spotlight, it seemed like they wanted to hog the spotlight and not give homage to the probably better lyricists that came before you, like when Academics was trying to disrespect the rappers, and LL Cool J had to check him like, hold up, bro. You got a lane that you have because of American rappers. You don't have a lane. You're not DJ Academics because of nothing you did in the Caribbean. You're not DJ Academics because you was DJ parties on the islands nowhere, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got your fame from being out here amongst all these black people. Same thing with Vlad. Would nobody even know who Vlad was if it wasn't for black people? But see, we've been so individualized and so self-centered that we refuse to give props to the people that came before you. Like Floyd Mayweather is a great example of that. You know, all it is about him. He'll never pay homage to boxers that came before him. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is listen to the way he talked. But it's like, okay, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now he paved the way, even though it messed up boxing. But now he paved the way to navigate your way through the boxing ranks without having to really fight nobody of significance, like without having to really take no risk. Now he's the best businessman ever, but I personally think Sugar Ray Leonard would have flatlined it. Now that's just my opinion. But I'm saying we don't pay homage to the other black people that paved the way for these, you know, for today's rappers to make the money that they make. A lot of those people had to go through the bad contracts, had to go through the waiting 30 years to get their masters for you guys to know better today. Now, if you get screwed out your money today, Red, that's all your fault, bro. You know better. The way them been paved already. You should know already. You know what I mean? Too many rappers have already, you know, failed and had to get back up. So many rappers have already been victims of bad contracts. So you know all that. But if you pay homage to the people that came before you, there's no way people could hijack your history. I mean, there's no way, because you're constantly paying homage to the people that came before you.
All right, Big E. Now let me say this. Let me bring up AK. You got it.
Hey, what's up, Red Supreme, man? It's your boy AK, man. You've been having some great shows this week. I hit you with 3 or 4 cash apps. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, my brother.
Hey, I want to follow up on what Big
Nah,
E was
Craig,
saying. Big E was
Craig, I don't
dropping
want to hear
real knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We need to make sure that we're paying homage to our forefathers and the people who come before us and sacrifice to give us this culture, to give us our cultural identity. I'm glad to see that people are getting knowledge and like we're sharing knowledge. It's like this one teller that's in the room named Rick Davis. He was saying that Mike Tyson is 100% Jamaican. Renee checked him and told him that the mother is Black American, even though she died when she was young because she's from Virginia. I like that. She called it. She got on it very quick. She put the information out there for the people, and that's what we need to make sure that we keep doing. And this is why it's important that we support people like Red. We support people like Tariq, and we put our money where our mouth is and make sure that these people can do what they need to do for us so that we're not being under this constant assault on our culture. And I'm glad that all you brothers and sisters are stepping up, and I'm proud of all of y'all. And I'm gonna land my plane right there. Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro. And this is what we're gonna do. Let's pass it to HC. You got it. Go ahead, AC.
Thank you. I just want to say this real quick. You know, you got a rapper like KRS-One, and a lot of rappers that's Jamaican, Caribbean. You know, they support other Jamaicans and Caribbeans because he would come out with reggae artists like the Mad Lyin and the Daddy Freddies and all that kind of stuff, and they put their people on. Then you got somebody we should appreciate, which is some people were hating on him, but Melle Mel. Some people don't like the fact that he always continues to say he's the greatest rapper that there ever was, but you gotta be happy that he's out here with the ego saying, hey, don't you forget about me, you know, because he was the best of his era. And he reminds me of Little Richard, when Little Richard would keep on going everywhere saying, I'm the emancipator, the originator, and so on and so forth. And before, I was like, man, who is this guy? This guy got an ego that's crazy. But when you look back on it, if Little Richard didn't come out and keep talking that talk, people would have completely forgotten that black people created rock and roll.
That's true.
And that's why you need him. That's why you need Melle Mel out here. You should be glad Melle Mel is out here, because Kumo D, he ain't out there doing nothing or saying nothing. So I'd be glad Melle Mel is out here saying it. And the man, it doesn't matter how far the man goes back. Yeah, we talking 50 years now. Time keeps rolling by. It doesn't stop. So one thing you know, Melle Mel does have timeless hip hop classics that can rock for any era. So, you know, there are some people who got hip hop classics that's only good for the time, you know?
Yeah.
So you should be glad that the man is here and he's setting the record straight. You know, he wants to get it right. So just be happy about that.
Yeah, I feel you, my brother. Shit, this is what we're gonna do. RPA, you got it, my brother.
Yeah. So, like I told everybody, like we gotta come up together. I hope everybody's coming on July so we can represent the FBA conference, because that's gonna be all talked about with all the hip hop and this genre that's taking a place. I've been looking at it on Twitter. The Latinos is losing their mind, man. But bro, I would say, Red, you gotta get you a Twitter, bro. You're missing out seeing what's going on.
Yeah, I started setting up. It'll be finished today, bro. So I'm gonna be on.
Yeah. So you know, I'm glad Tyreek is gonna do one on the West Coast of hip hop back in the day, because the Latinos was trying to now say that Eazy-E was a black Latino or black Puerto Rican. So the godfather of gangster music, now they're already making a claim that he is half Puerto Rican. So that right there, that's why. Yeah. So man, this dude that look like Eazy-E that's Puerto Rican, and talking about that's because he's half Puerto Rican. And so and I was listening to him last night in their Twitter space. I was being a spy. They were talking about they came up with lowriders. That's a lie. They said they came up with the zoo suit, and they was talking about how we stole the zoo suit, and how Michael Jackson and all that stuff, the moonwalk, that they created it first, and we stole it from them. We bullied them out of it. So we got look, it's a war. And look, you know, it's funny because when I see Indian guys trying to rap and guys from other nations never thought of hip hop, you know, we got to really claim it, because now these people are trying to act like they invented the shit. You know, just like the light bulb situation we made. We all got to learn from this lesson that if America stole all our patents from slavery, from slaves, and claimed that a white man made it and did it, that's why we got to, anytime we come up with new creativity, we got to claim it and say we did it, because this is how bad it has gotten, how out of control it's gotten, how much people, you know, hate on us. And the thing is, now when I'm looking at even Africans, they're talking about the best rapper is what's that Nigerian rapper? Gosh, they gave him the key of Boston, Afrobeats.
I couldn't even tell you. That's how irrelevant these people are.
Burna Boy.
Yeah, Burna Boy. Yeah, Burna Boy. Now they're saying that Burna Boy is the next big thing, better than Tupac, and they're saying that the city of Boston gave him the key. And I'm like, okay, what did he do? Burna Boy movie is not even all that. Like they only repeat it 10 times on the radio because the radio is ran by Nigerians or it's ran by Latinos. So we need to like start putting more of our people in these spaces so people else won't try to manipulate, you know, the narrative, trying to put their music in and then say that this person is the greatest of this person is the greatest of that. If not, in 100 years, when none of us is here, 200 years and 190, Tupac gonna be a white man. And I'm just saying, I land my plane. Peace.
All right, Big E, you got it.
Bro, I'm just saying, man, you know, they've been doing this for hundreds of years, bro. I mean, again, the perfect example.
You kind of sound like echoey, like you in the background or something.
Man, what about now?
Go ahead, say something again.
I'm putting you on my Bluetooth.
Oh yeah, that's why I can tell. That's why the sounds kind of muffled and stuff. That's why.
Can you hear me better though?
No, I can't. It's too choppy like that, bro.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I take it off. What about now? Can you hear me better?
Oh, I hear you loud and clear now.
Can you hear me better now?
Oh yeah, loud and clear.
Red, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. You got it, bro.
Bro, I can't hear you at all.
We hear you loud and clear, very loud and clear.
I'm gonna leave and come back.
Go ahead, say something again. Well, like you know, like we say, man, it's you know, we allow people to come in, they got comfortable, and we got to look at history, man. What have white people done throughout history? They erase our history first, pretending like these people never existed or never give them credit. They erase the history, then they rewrite the history. So we got to look at it just like this, man. We shouldn't be allowing people to say, nigga, we ain't got no business supporting any non-black people in hip-hop rap. We need to support our own people. We ain't got we don't have no business supporting non-FBA rappers because you see what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what I always say. The Eminems, the House of Pains, all those kind of people. Never mind them. You know, like that Hannibal movie too. You know, they getting mad about that. You talk about rewriting history. You know, they deny history, but yet if somebody wants to correct it, they say, well, Hannibal wasn't black. Well, you weren't around at the time, and neither were your people. So what are you worried about it for? They're very desperate. It's like they hate what we have done. They don't want the real history to be out there. But when we point it out, they got a problem with it. But you can't, no matter how much you lie, you can't change what was.
Yeah, man. It's sickening, man. When you think about it, it's like that's what we get though. Like we're too accepting of others. Like a non-black person that knows how to talk like us and do all they're embraced when really they're just using our culture for their benefits. And once they get to where they use our culture for their benefit, and once they get to where they want to go, they try to shit on us. You seeing it right now.
Oh yeah.
Ain't no trying to shit on us. They shit on us, bro.
Yeah. Go, Eddie.
Every group, like I said, bro, every group that comes over here, they show us contempt. Every dark-skinned, non-black person that's over here, but dark-looking person, they go out of their way to let us know how much that they not black. That includes Puerto Ricans, Haitians, Africans. They all have names for us. Africans call us Akatas. Mexicans call us Mayates. Everybody got these little racial epithets for us. But now all of a sudden, they put their racism aside to say that they was in on hip hop. Now all of a sudden, they put their racism aside to say that we took from them. Why would we want to take anything from people who hasn't done nothing but give us their ass to kiss? Like, these are facts. You know what I'm saying? Even right now to this day, you know, it sure is funny how everybody want to claim stuff after all the blood has been shed. Now, we was in on the civil rights. Well, you wasn't there when the police was sicking dogs and water hoses and was busting people's head open. We was there. We helped create hip hop. Well, you wasn't in them federal court buildings. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't trying to ban your music. They wasn't trying to ban Jamaican or Caribbean music. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to ban the black music. So now all of a sudden, you want us to believe that because y'all was minorities too, that y'all wasn't the racist that y'all show that y'all are right now? I mean, just look at how they acting right now when we claiming our history, our inventions. Not everybody's in the uproar. They lying on us about our history. We ain't doing it. It ain't the other way around. What are y'all offended for?
They're also lying about their own history.
Yeah,
doing that.
That's true. They lying about their own stuff. That's a fact.
Right. So how the hell you gonna be mad at us for correcting you when we know for a fact you have not contributed nothing? That's why you trying to latch on to hip hop. You have no. You take look. If hip hop was never invented, you can still think of great things black people have done in America. What about these other groups? Other than them getting on the civil rights, what have they really done? America was already built up when you got here.
You know why they latch on to hip hop and try to take that? Because almost anybody can rap, whether it's good or bad. But when it comes to soul singing, not many can do that.
Yeah, but historically speaking, okay, it's just like we was talking about boxing. Historically speaking, the pantheon of boxing is going to always be black. Historically speaking, nobody is ever going to be the greatest but Muhammad Ali. I'm not saying he's the greatest boxer of all time. I'm saying that he is universally regarded as the GOAT in most boxing circles because of the man who he was. Okay. Same thing in basketball. The pantheon of the greatest players, for the most part, are black.
But you know what's funny that you bring that up? You see what they do with Joker and Luka. They try to say they already are the greatest of all time, and that guy that beat Fury, they trying to say he's just the greatest of all time now because he has all the belts. I'm
right,
like, man, they're overdoing
like history though, but people don't like history. Again, how is all these groups saying they influenced us when we are the only ethnic group that's been here longer than any of these others? So how could y'all influence us when we were already here? Even slaves was making music. Slaves was putting escape routes. They was braiding escape routes into their hair. You know what I'm saying? Like the ingenuity and creativity was already there. See, everybody just mad at Tariq because Tariq is a self-made man. If it wasn't for Hidden Colors, we wouldn't know a lot of this. So Tariq is basically getting a lot of slack because he's putting information out there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, see, again, latch on to us, claim it as yours, then look down on us for what we did. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to take it, repackage it, and say, this is ours, we did it. You niggas ain't had no culture. You got everything from us. But they stole our inventions. They take our walk. They take our talk. They done took everything from us. I mean, literally everything from us. But then say we don't have no culture. When most of the inventions you using came from us. What do you mean? We were the ones that was doing all the work. The colonizers didn't know how to do nothing because we was doing all the work.
You know what, man? You take a sucker rapper like Fat Joe, and I call him a sucker rapper. He has some decent songs, but I'm saying lyrically speaking, my man had the most basic lyrics possible.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that.
Now this guy he got put on by black people. That's how he got his start. And when his career was on a tightrope, if people remember, who saved him?
Was it Lil Wayne, right?
It was R. Kelly. R. Kelly saved him.
Yeah, and because I remember they started putting him on those songs like they did. His career was like, yeah, I remember that. R. Kelly and then Lil Wayne, he got on that I forget the song with him, but they brought him back to life. The brothers did. I remember that.
Yep.
But so did Irv Gotti though, because Irv Gotti Remember that lean back and that was love. You know, he started doing music with Ja Rule and Ashanti. Because even though a lot of people didn't like Ja Rule was actually selling a lot of records out here, though. That's a fact.
Yeah. Hey, let me bring up my man from Brooklyn, man. See what he got to add to the conversation. Brooklyn, what's good, bro?
Peace, everybody. How y'all doing, man? Melle from Brooklyn, New York. How y'all doing, man?
Glad to get you on, man.
Yo, Red, I sent you some love by Cash, but I see you read my name. But I want to get to a bigger point from a New York perspective, because a lot of y'all brothers are LA babies, so you really don't have the information that's coming from here from New York. One of the biggest fallacies that is coming from Dr. Derek Cologne and all these Puerto Ricans is that there was this beautiful alliance between Black and Puerto Rican here in New York. And that is one of the biggest fallacies that's coming out of this whole conversation. It's absolutely not true. It's never been that way. You may have a couple of Puerto Ricans that was cool with us and everything like that, but at the mass scale, no. We've never needed them. We've never needed them for anything. And to go even further, let's take it out of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We can go to the 5% Nation of Gods and Earths. Now that was started by a Black man by the name of Clarence Smith. Okay, Puerto Ricans. Puerto. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got it, bro.
Yeah, Puerto Ricans were the ones that was coming to the 5% Nation. There was no recruitment program for them. There was none of that. So, like you said, with everything they come from, when it comes to the Black Panthers, the 5% Nation, Islam, all of their organizations came from our movements. Even, to go even further with Busta Rhymes, for him to say that Black Americans have no culture, you copied Al Green's music. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I forgot what record it was, but he copied the track from Al Green. So for him to say that Black Americans have no culture, but at the simultaneously, you copying Al Green. You see what I'm saying? And so it's like a lot of these dudes here in New York, we didn't know they were not foundational Black Americans. We didn't know that Busta Rhymes was Jamaican. We didn't know that Prince Marky D was Puerto Rican. We thought that he was a light-skinned Black man. We didn't know
Mad Papa too, right? Mad Papa too, right?
We didn't know Mad Papa was Caribbean. We didn't know that AZ from the firm with Nas and Foxy Brown, we didn't know that he was a Dominican. We didn't know none of this. They all hid their identity and they identified themselves as foundational Black American.
Or Mr. Magic.
So if you're telling us that it's 50-50, you should be proud to put out your Puerto Rican identity, your Dominican identity, your Caribbean identity. They all have the same thing in common. They all hid it under the guise of performing like foundational Black Americans. Listen, brothers, I'm outside. I just want to make that point real clear. I'm gonna come back, but I want your brothers to finish this. Hear that part? What's going on here in New York? All right, I'll be right back.
All right, bro.
Yeah, I just want to say here in New York, we definitely knew a lot of us could tell who's Jamaican, who's Puerto Rican, and all that kind of stuff. So maybe some people can't, but a lot of us can. Like I used to date a female who.
Brother, stop. I gotta stop you there. We did not know because they hid under the guise and the definition and the features of the Black man in America. I can't let you get away with that lie, brother.
No,
so
no,
go ahead,
how are you calling that a lie when that's how it is with me? I can tell Busta Rhymes got Jamaican features.
But I think what he's saying is a lot of Black people didn't know. Like some of us could, but what he's saying is the majority of Blacks, we didn't know because they blended in based on their phenotype. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but their phenotype is what reveals their look. Even Slick Rick, you look at him.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, no, okay, but bro, Slick Rick didn't try to hide the fact that he was from England. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew Slick Rick was from England. He didn't try to hide that. Okay, Busta Rhymes and all these other people didn't know. I just recently found out that he was not a Black American. He just recently revealed that. Didn't nobody outside of New York know that, man? Come on.
Yeah, but I knew it.
Who?
I knew it.
Okay, where are you from?
New York.
Okay, I said people outside of New York.
But even people from the whole Northeast, Midwest should know that.
Okay, but bro, but boss man, you gotta understand when the rest of the people outside of the East Coast was introduced to Busta Rhymes, we thought he was a black man. Okay, it's more Jamaicans in New York than it is, say, in California. I'm from Compton.
Okay.
Okay, if the police pulled me and Busta Rhymes over, they're gonna say them is two niggas. They're not gonna say that's an American black man and a Jamaican. You get what I'm saying? So if you from just like, okay, a lot of people on the West Coast didn't know about Big L until after he had passed away already. You get what I'm saying? But he was popular in New York when nobody outside of New York really knew who he was. So I'm saying that it's the same thing with Busta Rhymes. If you from New York, okay, that's different. But if you're not from New York, you couldn't look at Busta Rhymes and say, no, I think he's a Jamaican.
Let me ask you this question. If you looked at a KRS-One, do you think that's a black American for the looks?
Bro, with that big old nose that nigga got, why wouldn't he?
Come on, who else do you see looking like that?
Bro, niggas got big noses, bro.
Name somebody else that's a black American looking like KRS-One.
Okay, bro, you can go on Facebook and see niggas that do that, bro. You talking about famous. I mean, I can't tell you that, but I'm saying he still look like a black man, dude. Niggas got big noses. I got a big nose.
Man, that's a powerful nose, man. That's a foreign nose.
Okay, hold up, bro. Let me show you my nose, bro. I got a big ass goddamn nose.
But that ain't the
Look at my
KRS.
goddamn nose, bro. I got a goddamn speed bag for a nose. Don't tell me that, bro.
But that ain't a KRS-One nose, though, man.
Yeah, okay, but it's still a big nose.
But it ain't KRS-One nose, man.
Yeah, it's still a big nose, bro. It's still a big nose. I'm just saying, though, bro. It's a big nose is common amongst black people. That's why they blew him off the Sphinx, bro. They blew him off the Sphinx. They blew him off the Sphinx.
I hear you, but that KRS-One nose, that ain't common.
But bro, it's still common among black people to have big noses, big lips, big features, bro. You trying to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not common in black people, bro.
If it was common, it would be so shocking every time we look at them.
Okay, bro. If you say, look, put it like this. Let's just say nobody got no pictures, right? No pictures. Okay. And they say, okay, be on alert for a black guy with a big nose, big lips, and dreads. Do you think only KRS-One gonna come to mind? Or do you think they gonna think that's the average nigga?
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know what you're trying to say.
Oh, come on, man. You capping now. You capping now. You just don't want, come on, bro. If the police say it's an all points bulletin on two niggas with big noses and dreadlocks, they're not gonna automatically think of just KRS-One. They're gonna go through a million niggas.
Well, I know they ain't gonna say big noses, but let's say they say big noses. I guarantee you, be on the lookout for two guys with dreads, two black guys with dreads. And I guarantee you, they're gonna say one of them has a big nose, not the other one.
Okay, but bro, even if you say one of them has a big nose, they still gonna say, okay, that could be any nigga in LA or any nigga in New York.
Nah, if they talk about they got a nose like KRS-One, that's gonna narrow it down.
Man, come on, man. Now you just trolling, bro. They're not gonna say that. They're not gonna say that.
They're not trolling.
The police are not gonna do that, bro. I mean, come on, man. The police ain't gonna do all that.
Put like this, Biggie Smalls is Jamaican, and he got a unique look. You can't tell me.
But bro, we're talking about the description. Oh, if they said a big 6'4", 280-pound black guy, ain't nobody gonna say, "Oh, he's probably Jamaican."
So basically, you're saying we're all the same people.
No,
and we all look. What are you saying then?
Okay, bro, listen to what I'm trying to tell you instead of you trying to troll me. Okay, I'm saying when you give a
Just because you
description,
disagree, that doesn't mean it's trolling.
it ain't no disagree. The police, if the police is gonna put out an all points bulletin, they're not gonna say a KRS-One knows, bro.
But you just said they would say that.
But bro, they said two niggas with big noses. I'm
But
saying that
police, I'm gonna tell you this:
hold
the
up.
police are not gonna say be on the lookout for two guys with big noses. They're not gonna say that.
Okay, bro, if somebody who don't even like, let's say if it's a white woman who don't even know who KRS-One is, she's never seen KRS-One, and she seen me and KRS-One snatch a lady purse, right? And the police come and she gives a description of us. Do you think she's going to be able to distinguish that he's from Jamaica or Caribbean or whatever from me being from Compton?
See, now you switched it from big
No,
noses to
okay,
if he's
come on,
Jamaican
man.
now.
It's yes or no, bro.
But you just switched the argument from noses to if he's Jamaican.
All right, but let me say this. Let's get off that. That's kind of like right now. If you see like white looking Jamaicans and white looking Puerto Rican or a white looking Dominican, they're just gonna say a Latino, and anybody with that phenotype, they're gonna pull them over, just like blacks. Some of us might be able to tell but for the most part, if they put out that description, anybody with a black phenotype is gonna get jacked up. They're not gonna make no differences out of that. That's what he's saying. But
Well,
let me bring up
they normally say that the suspect was black or Puerto Rican.
Let me bring up John real quick, and then I got FBA Dynasty too. John, go ahead, bro.
Red, what's going on? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, brother.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? I've been following you, your channel for a while, brother.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, this hip hop thing is crazy, man. You know, I've been going back and forth, you know, with these guys, you know, about the origins of it. You know, I know you guys are from out there in California. I'm actually from Miami, Florida. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I was born and raised.
Okay.
And it's pretty much the same thing out here, man. You have a lot of these Latino cats, you know, like, you know, they love being a part of the culture, but you know, they always put a difference between themselves and us. And it's just, you know, it's never ending chaos.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about, you know, the relations. You know, I'm pretty sure it's the same because they all got the Spaniard conquistador mindset. So I'm pretty sure it's the same in Florida with the separation. But when they want to do hip hop as black and brown, we all minorities. But when they want to separate themselves, then they'll say, "Oh, well, we're Cuban or we're this or whatever they might say."
Yeah, you know, it's pretty much like that down here. You know, it's really no different, really, wherever you go. In the country. I've actually been out there to California as well because I actually have a cousin that lives out in Los Angeles, and I actually visited him like a few times, like during the summer. And one thing I will say is that like one major difference between the Latinos here in Miami and in LA is that in LA it's a lot more racial, like as you talk about.
Yeah.
In Miami, it's not really as racial because you have Latinos that are from everywhere. You even have black Latinos down here. But there is still like colorism. Like you could be like a black person that speaks Spanish, but even if you speak Spanish, like you're still not going to get as much respect as like, you know, like a white person that speaks Spanish. Like, cause we have like a lot of most down here in Miami, we have mostly Cubans. Like we have a lot of white Cubans down here, like all in South Florida.
Okay.
Hey, Red.
Go ahead. FBA Dynasty, you got it.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Red? What's up, y'all? Hey, Red, I kind of take that like, you know, you was born in the early 80s like me, right?
Right.
So me and you know, it's a lot of folks that's in this generation that's younger, bro. And Big E and them, you know, they're a little generation ahead of us, right? So
yeah,
Big E and them know the deal, and we definitely know the deal, bro. Because when we was kids, bro, we seen the Buster Rhymes, we seen before even Fat Joe ass came out, right? We even KRS-One and Kumo D and the one rapper dude that you said from England, Storytime dude, the Storytime rap. You know what I'm talking about. We shouldn't even have to explain our culture,
Slick
bro.
Rick, you talking about Slick Rick?
Yeah, Slick Rick. Yeah, you're right, Biggie. Slick Rick. And he had that song. That shit was hard back in the day. Right?
Children's Story. That whole album is classic.
Children's Story. Yeah. But what I'm saying, Big E, what I want to tell a generation that's coming up now that's jacking the shit, they're thinking that they created some or the lies they hearing from Busta Rhymes and Fat Joe, bro. We know goddamn well they ain't create none of that shit, man. Bro, they came over here jacking our culture, bro. Jacking our style, our swag, our lingo, the whole nine. And this is supposed to have been checked a long time ago, man. Even the cats that's foundational in New York, man, was supposed to have been checking them cats back in the days, but everybody got caught up in, this east, west, north, south, whose
Nah,
lines
bro,
is
it
better
was
and all that
people
type of shit.
welcoming them in. Nah, bro, it was people that was out here saying hip hop is for everybody. Instead of seeing what the
Right.
move was being made, bro. You know, look at how many people. No, hip hop ain't just for black people. Look, bro, look, Rakim used to be my favorite rapper till he said Eminem was the best of all time, bro. So I got to snatch that. And the reason for me personally, the people didn't do that. So why would you
Right.
take what the people gave you and say, well, nah, it ain't me, it's Eminem? See, it's like, okay, bro, that came from the people. The people didn't
But
do that.
Big E, you older than me and Red, right? We from the generation under you.
Yes,
We
sir.
know, me and Red generation know goddamn well ain't no Caribbeans, ain't no Busta Rhymes, ain't no Fat Joe and Puerto Ricans, ain't no Latins creating no goddamn hip hop, bro. I'm a kid watching the whole thing come up, man. From NWA days, the late 89, 90, 91, all the way to the NWA days, to Snoop Dogg and Death Row days and Pac and all of them. Ain't no goddamn motherfucking Caribbeans, Jamaicans, or no goddamn motherfucking Puerto Ricans creating no goddamn hip hop. They know that.
Okay, but now hold up.
And
Now,
we know
to
that,
be
bro.
fair,
Come on, man. We
I
shouldn't
could
even
think
have to
of
explain our
one.
culture, though.
I could
Why
think
do
of
we have to explain
one
our
Puerto
culture?
Rican rapper. Let me take that back. I could think of one, just one. And
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that nigga Special Ed was Puerto Rican, I think. But he still didn't create it. But he was still, he was like old school. But that I got it
But Big
made.
E,
I got it
what
made
I'm
was
Special Ed
saying
bad.
is,
he's Jamaican. He's Jamaican.
Big E, we shouldn't even have to explain our culture to these goofballs, dog.
Oh, he's
That's all I'm
Jamaican.
saying.
Okay.
I see. Me and Red seen this shit coming up as kids, little kids, bro.
Yeah, bro. Look.
We heard them.
Yeah.
We heard them old songs from the 70s, the doo-wop, the Temptations, and all that shit. JB, James Brown, all that shit. We already know how it manifested into hip hop.
Okay,
So
bro.
why do we now in 2024 got to explain our culture to these goofballs? Tell me, Big E.
Crush Groove came out in 1984. Okay.
And then they had Jam on it. Remember Jam on it and all that shit. Where
I
they
was in
had
it, but it was Run DMC. It was Run DMC. It was the Fat Boys. It was Curtis Blow. What I'm saying, those dudes is considered to be pioneers. If Puerto Ricans are pioneers, where were y'all in the movie? Wasn't none of y'all on Rush Records? Rick Rubin didn't have none of y'all signed. Like, where was y'all at? Like, where? Look, if
never in my life, I ain't never heard no Puerto Rican or Caribbean being no goddamn pioneers and no goddamn hip hop. Me and Red know that, Big E. We know that.
Not to play devil's advocate, but Prince Marky D was in Crush Groove, though.
okay, but he
But what
didn't
I'm
claim to
saying, they
be
wasn't no
Puerto
goddamn
Rican.
pioneers and no hip hop, bro.
But he
And you
didn't
know
claim
that.
to be Puerto Rican. He didn't claim. Didn't nobody even know he was Puerto Rican till this
I
movie
was listening.
came out.
I was listening to a Fat Boys
No,
record, and he
Big E,
did say he was the Puerto
Big
Rican
E.
Prince.
Check it
He
out.
said he was.
Check
Real quick. He said he was the Puerto Rican
It's a
Prince in
lot
one
of
song.
cosplaying.
Hold on.
It's a lot of
Bro,
cosplaying in
don't
our
kill
culture,
that, bro. Don't kill that. Didn't nobody know that shit about no Marky D, and you know it, bro.
I'm
You
saying
know
he
it.
said it in the
Hey, Big
song. He
E.
said
But
I'm a
then
Puerto Rican
but you
Prince.
can say that, but see, you trying to get credit where you don't deserve none. Y'all wasn't there.
I ain't
Big
Puerto
E.
Rican.
You were
Hey,
spectators,
Big E.
bro. You were
Check it out,
spectators.
Big E.
Admit it.
Look, check it out, Big E. It's like Tariq do be saying some real shit. It's been a lot of cosplaying, and it's been a lot of cosplaying in hip hop culture, bro. Them
Bruh.
motherfuckers
Yeah,
is
man.
guests. Them motherfuckers is guests and motherfucking they guessed the hip hop, bro. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
guessed it and they was fans, bro.
You know, I
Bruh.
want
And they wanted to be a part of some shit that was nigga galvanizing the whole goddamn world now. So now they lying to their people, they lying to their motherfucking Caribbean kids, and lying to their Puerto Rican kids like they created some shit and they know goddamn what they didn't. Me and Red know this, bro. We early 80s babies.
Yeah, y'all so creative that y'all fought for civil rights. Y'all so creative that y'all had to come to the United States and latch on to the civil rights that we fought for and get the benefit and reap the benefits that we fought for. Y'all can't say that about nothing in America. But then now all of a sudden, y'all was nice enough to show us music. No.
You know, I want to make a commentary on that too, you know, because